Hello everyone, my name is Roger Sinjauzi, representing Mfrika in collaboration with Bespair brands, Aliddeki Brian Music, Vinware, and Wanyisi. Today we bring you Perspective on Artpreneurship, and we want you to discover art, artists, everything that goes in their lives and what makes them successful. Today the reason we are here is to get to know more about a young gentleman who I'm yet to introduce to you. But before I introduce him to you, please have a feel of what the young man is all about.
Wow, greetings from Uganda, the beautiful country, the ever-great country. I'm really grateful that the Africa people have really called me around. Me, I call you Mfrika. Africa people. Is it Mfrika, Africa?
It is Mfrika.
So, people, I'm very grateful to be part of you, to come and test my tone. I call it my tone as an African. Obviously, and Mfrika.
True.
Yes, to the people that are really watching, I'm grateful that you seated down there and you've come to listen to me. Yeah.
Yes. This is Aliddeki Brian. Oh, Aliddeki Brian. Yeah, so we just want to be sure that we are not saying your name wrong. I've had some people call you Aliddeki Brian. And then some of them call Aliddeki Brian. So please.
They are all right because tuliba Mfrika.
So
the Mfrika, so you are a Mfrika.
Anything.
But the right pronunciation is Aliddeki.
Oh yeah.
But saying Aliddeki, tuliba Mfrika.
So the right pronunciation is Aliddeki Brian. Wow, it's hit up already.
Me too.
I feel it.
I feel like.
So I just want to ask you a few questions and then
sure.
we will let you go back into your wonderful, beautiful life.
Sure.
Thank you so much for allowing our invitation.
When you told me, hi, Aliddeki, I said, yes, please. I thought like as if you guys, we've talked long time.
Sure. So I'll get down to the questions.
Sure.
Because we are here to discuss.
Won't I hurt myself when you ask me those questions?
No, you won't. You could hurt those people out there who are listening, but you won't really hurt me. But then the most important thing here is we want to get to know you. We want to get to know who Aliddeki Brian is, what inspires him.
You know my name, Aliddeki Brian.
A name is a good name. A name is a good name.
Sure.
A name can be a bad name too.
I
so
see.
Right now we want to find out if that name is a good name or a bad name.
Oh, I get.
So how do you get yourself into this whole art business?
In like we or Mfrika, right? There is something that we forget. They always ask us, how did you come into music? But there's something that we forget. When you are produced, you start singing. So I started singing when I'm very young baby. Yes.
Okay.
So I started singing when I'm still a baby.
Okay.
From day one, right? Anyways, but that's that's an African slogan that we start singing, we start doing anything when we are still young.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know
Anyways,
that.
yeah.
Brian, please.
You should. Kuba oli Mfrika.
True.
Yes. So Aliddeki Brian is those years old. Yes.
Aliddeki Brian is those years old.
Yes.
Legendary business. Okay.
Yes. So a few years back, I started deciding. However, I started being in music life and everything when my parents decided to go and visit the Lord, right? However, before her death, and I used to sing in an Adventist church because my mom's parents, how do we call them in Ugandan way?
Your
my grandparents, right? On the side of my mom, they're Adventist. They lead choirs. My grandfather plays guitar. My do we say it like that? Plays a flute and a kogo. I didn't know until when I started entering this life. So I was singing. That was from the age of probably 9 or 12, probably. I don't remember. But then even in schools, in schools here we do a lot of things. We do drama, dance, and stuff. So in 2009, went for competitions in primary. It's like I've revealed my years. somewhere. Though in 2009 I had to go to MDD Life. I'm very good in drama, probably by his grace. So we were taken to Mukono, somewhere inside there, and we performed, and I was ranked the best. I said, wow. But my mom was so negative on it, being made in art. Then I told her, Mommy, can I please? By then I really loved Ebonies, right? I wanted to join Ebonies.
The Ebons of Bossa and
Bossa, yes, man. When I would look at
that's
guys
life
and say,
motto.
my God, that's life motto.
Yes.
I wish I could join those people. But my mom was so keen on different groups and even music, to the fact that, unfortunately, people think music is for bayaye, right?
You're very right. Yes.
Yes, it's not. It's like when you tell someone I'm doing music, and he will say MDD is called Musiru Dala Dala.
I understand.
But now I want to prove people who are looking at us that it's not Musiru Dala Dala, it is Mugezi Dala Dala.
Yeah. So it is Mugezi Dala Dala.
Yes.
Not Musiru Dala Dala. That's MDD.
Yes.
For those of you who want to do the course now, just know you're going to be doing Mugezi Dala Dala.
Yes.
Okay? Let's continue, please.
So you've talked about that, and I've remembered something. I'll share it in time. So when I started, my mom was really negative upon that because she has raised us. She has been a single mom. Yeah. Then I was really listening to her. And time reached, she took me to a certain school in high school. When I was done with my primary life, she took me to St. Juliana Gayaza. And joined the school, my first is it semester term? My first term, right? I was hiding myself. Though, that talent can't hide itself.
True.
Then the school decided to call me for a representation in Buganda to do drama. And little did I know that that's the start of my opening doors and doors. That was in 2012.
Okay, let me just ask you to pause a bit right there. So you were telling me, according to what I've just heard, your great-grandparents were musicians.
Yeah.
Your grandfather was a musician.
My great-grandparent was a musician, though he was in this Museveni's regime of Basirikare.
Okay.
So he used to, after playing his guns and stuff, he had his flute.
Okay.
And he used to play that flute.
So he used to entertain the soldiers.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So
after
you,
that stress of killing people,
you have a rich history in entertainment, and it is now hereditary. You're now becoming what your grandparents used to be.
And I didn't know until when I decided to do what I'm doing.
So music is in your DNA.
Probably
Wow.
by his grace.
Wow, this is amazing. So I have heard. So you're also going to just confirm for us that you're a music teacher, that you make instruments, that you are now a recording artist. You have an album coming.
Not coming. It has already started coming out. It's already out. One song is out.
Wow.
Few
We
days.
are going to. Actually, I think we are going to want to listen to some of those songs.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
We would love to listen some of the songs from that album. I believe that the world out there needs to know more of your music. For some of us who have heard it, we really love it. It's one of the reasons as to why we actually had to call you on this interview, so that the world can also get to know that you are a time bomb. A time bomb is something that is just about to blow out. It's just about time. Okay? So I believe that all these things that you are, a teacher, you make instruments, I hear you are now into recording music in the studios. How does all this work out? How do you figure all this out?
I could answer you. The first question is by the grace of the Lord.
Oh wow. By the grace of the Lord. You see, that's a very humble statement. By the grace of the Lord. He is what he is. Interesting guy.
Yes,
wow, okay.
Yes. The reason why I'm who I am is because of the grace of the Lord. I'll still say that.
As we are talking about how Aliddeki Brian becomes Aliddeki Brian of today, let us just take a short break and listen to some of the music on his album, and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere, because there's a lot more interesting info you're about to get about Aliddeki Brian. Thank you so much.
Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira ziri ku bwato bwale wetega amatuko gyowulira omuzika omuka. Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira ziri ku zitejo olwaleero wetega amatuko gyowulira omuzika omuka. Ebusabala twatambula toyeya tonoonya kyakulya abaana b'emayengo.
I woke up from my bed and took a walk with the evergreen grass and trees in the evergreen country. The sweet sounds of the nature was the first song that talked to my ears. The sweet songs of the birds calling to each other, feeling the calm blues of the wind lightly kissing my skin. Honestly, seeing a rainbow of colors on petals, bees and butterfly dancing from flower to flower.
Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira. Zinenyonyi muzinge. Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira. Zinenyonyi muzinge. Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira. Zinenyonyi muzinge. Zinenyonyi muzinge zowulira.
Welcome back to Perspective on Artpreneurship, and we are talking about how you get all those gifts and the skills where you get to play, you get to make the instruments. How do you get there? How do you become all that?
I would say I got there because one thing is practice, right?
Practice, yes.
Practice, like how do they say okulemerako? Consistency, yes. Before I go there very far, I remember in 2014, I was on streets. Like, literally, that was my place of hope. Like, when you have your home, but just via in Kampala Road, you people, I think you know Kabozi Kubili, where it is. There's a guy who is blind, who plays guitar. Is he still there? I've taken long time going there. He was blind, but he used to play a G chord. Then it used to disturb my brain. How can this blind man play guitar? And me who has the legs and a mouth and everything, I can't play anything. So I decided to say, one day, I'll be better than him. Imagine I'm competing with a blind man in my head. But good enough, one of my trainers in St. Juliana got me by his grace and took me to the family, the Mugenyi family. They took me as a son, right? So that's where my journey started from. When I joined that family in 2015, my life started changing. First of all, they are full of African. You've been at home when you came for asking me this. Yeah, you've seen home. At least it's full of African. When you reach there, you feel like, you're Mfrika. Yes.
So you get into a foster family, like you were living on the street?
Yeah.
For how long did you live on the street?
I would say 1 year and something, because my mom died in 2014. In the beginning of 2014, so they chased me out of the house with my young brother. We had to figure out ways. So I said, you know what, bro, go back to the village. Let me first see what the world is going to tell me. Little he didn't know that I'm going to the streets to sleep. Yes, that's why I tell students and my fellow people just down there that it's not after struggles. I'll give a very political example of one of our brothers. He was on streets. He was sleeping in Miara. How do we say Miara? But
they're called
I've forgotten. But those,
they're called trenches.
Trench. Man,
Yes,
I was on
trench.
streets. I failed English.
So you used to sleep in the trench?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
this is more like you are going from grass.
Yeah,
to
not even
grass.
from grass. From ground, from sleeping.
From ground.
Soil,
So he says
down.
he's making it from ground to grass. But anyway, thank you for that insight. You see, many young people out there are suffering. Some of them are on the streets. Some of them really don't have hope. They have lost it all because they don't have a place to stay. But at least hearing or listening to Aliddeki Brian's story,
and by the way,
it will encourage you.
Sorry to disturb you.
Yes.
Not everyone who's on streets is his will or her will.
You've heard. We all get that, right? Not everybody who is on the streets is there because they want to be there. In Aliddeki Brian's story, he's on the streets because he loses his parents. They lose everything they own, and because of nothing else to do, he decides to go on the streets and he puts his brother on the bus to the village.
Yeah.
Wow. Life can be very testing, but this is to tell you that even when there are such challenges in your life, you don't have to give up. That's why we are on an interview here today, because this big young man, gentleman here did not give up on his dreams, and God revived them through the Mugenyi family.
Yeah. I really respect that family. Recently, it was her birthday, and I was even crying when I was writing that. When I met them, Mama told me, Brian, family yaffe tetuleza batasoma.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
I know what you mean.
Tetuleza batasomye.
I know what you mean.
So sit down, write down everything you want for you to go back to school and complete high school. If we go back a little bit before, when my mom died, I had to leave St. Juliana, Gayaza. It was so expensive. So I had to leave and look for life. So I had to sit for a full year. So when I joined the family, Mama took me back to school. I call her Mama because she has been a mom to me, right? And when I went to school, they are not that rich family, but with a little, just as you see when I have this small cup of tea, someone you share. So they really welcomed me. She has her 4 biological kids. They are all musical, that's funny. Even the lawyer, we have one lawyer in our house, right? But she's also sings, she dances.
Wow.
Even the little boy.
The company has also been a part of the journey.
Yes, yes. I was forced, I would say.
I actually have just heard about you say, ha. I have a question for you from my female friends.
Yes.
Is that okay if we talk about what my female friends think
Cool.
of you?
Cool, fine.
Yeah,
So
I have
long as it's not walking naked.
I actually have a female friend who asked me to ask you that are you in a relationship? Are you seeing someone? Is someone seeing
I'm seeing you.
Is someone seeing you,
You are
or are
seeing
you
me.
still really more struggle?
I'm seeing
You know many
are
people.
seeing-
When you want to know who's not struggle, you don't want to do anything, not even a relationship. So please tell us about that part of Aliddeki Brian.
I would tell you that, one, I'm being honest with you, Brian is not single.
You've heard it all now.
Yes.
Brian Aliddeki is not single.
Yes.
But I will not hesitate to say he's also not married. So my dear friends and the people, particularly the one who sent me, he's not yet married. Until he's married, please don't lose hope. Yes, please. You're telling us you're not single. Okay?
Yes, I'm not single, and
You're
And,
not searching.
I'm not searching.
He's not single, he's not searching. You know, now that part is cut out. Okay? Please.
Though I'm searching people who really love my music.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that part. He's actually looking for people.
Who
He's
really
searching
love
for
my
people who love his music.
And
Whoever
I'm
is
seeing
out
all
there,
that.
by the way,
I'm
Kano
seeing-
Kanango, Perspective on Artpreneurship, promoting art. And we want to tell you, Aliddeki Brian's music is out there and it's very beautiful. You're still going to be listening to some of it on this show, but it does not stop you from streaming it, from going out there to watch his video. He has a new song that we are anticipating is going to be his breakout song. We can't wait for you to
Nyonza
listen to
Zawano.
it. It's called Nyonza Zawano.
Yes.
His album is about birds, and we are going to talk
And the
about
nature.
birds and nature
Yeah, I think we
in the
should
next
talk
few minutes. Right about now, we will take you into a break. And when we are back, we're going to be talking about why Aliddeki Brian chooses to call his album a name after birds. Like he always loves to say, greetings from the evergreen country. We'll be back very soon. You're still on Perspective on Artpreneurship, and you're still with me, Njauzi Rogers and Aliddeki Brian. We were still talking about your journey in music and the things that have inspired you. Yes, please.
Yeah, so eventually everything, to cut the story down off, and I started doing practice a lot from 2015, a lot of serious. I know the first question to someone who's watching is saying, what was your first instrument?
Yes. What was your first instrument?
This was my first instrument.
This instrument is called akogo, eh? Hey. Hey. No, let me touch it. Let me touch it. Oh, adungu. This is called adungu.
Yeah.
Who made this instrument?
The instrument is made me and someone from North.
Wow.
So
this
someone
is a
who's-
collaboration of
Two people. I amplify the instrument, he makes it.
Wow.
The traditional one.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is a dungu, and it has been made by two hands, Aliddeki Brian and somebody from the north. Could
Yeah.
we please give some recognition to that person?
Yeah, he's called Daniel Omar.
Daniel Omar.
Yeah.
Wow. We have people who make instruments in Uganda, and amazingly,
I'm part
these
of them.
instruments are also for sale. We will talk about selling instruments in this very episode, because we are talking about perspective on artpreneurship. Artpreneurship is the business of art. Don't forget that. and now we are talking about money. Akasente, money, hey.
Abasajja bafa sente.
Sente. Anti abasinga bagamba mu music temuli sente.
Temuli sente. Nenga tunyirira. Kasmailo cheka ko nga.
Yes. So tell us about your instruments. Yes,
yeah,
you were talking about.
As I've told you before, that the first instrument that I tackled in my life was the dungu, and that's why 80% of the people outside there, they know me very well in Adungu, because that was my first loving instrument. Wow. I used to put every soul of mine crying, laughing, and everything on that instrument. So when I started playing the instrument, a lot of things started coming in my head. Now I started using the use of the phone in a right way, right? I started saying, which other instruments? Okay, at home we have an indingidi. Okay, can I try that? I try. I can't listen. I go for shows, right? So eventually I started playing instruments, and they became a lot of them. They became a lot of them. And by His grace, I now play some good instruments. Yes,
in other words, I can tell you, if you never try, you will never know.
Yes, and if you don't go there, you don't realize the negative and the positive stuff.
True. Don't fail to try. Please keep trying. It's in trying that we discover ourselves, and the possibilities are in trying.
Yeah, so which year was it when I started? In fact, my last instrument to learn officially is the African flute. So when I decided to learn the African flute 5 years ago, I think, I started playing in churches with troops, and now I've started exposing myself, right? People started saying, hey, Brian Aliddeki.
Brian Aliddeki.
Yes.
That would be a nice name.
And honestly, I started playing, and then one time, one of my friends is called Ratel, called me for, Brian, we have some competition here for Catholics, right? Please, could you come and... that was my breakthrough that day. That was my breakthrough. When I went there, including my teacher, I won. So I was given a certificate as the best instrumentalist in the whole country in those stuffs. Then that year was really an open door, that I got every certificate that it could be, that is unknown, right? So that's when I said, that means I can play instruments. If I can play like this and people appreciate, I think it's not me who's playing, it's the Lord playing.
You know, there is a man who said, actually I will quote that man, it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson said, these gifts that we have been given to us by God.
Sure.
Yes. None of us can make a gift. The gift we have been given to us by. So I guess you are right when you say that, yes.
And something I would tell my friends, family, and everyone, that you'll never succeed if you don't put God first.
God first.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
If you can pick something from our interview of Brian Aliddeki, he has said it, and I respect what he has said. Put God first. Don't forget that.
Yeah, so when I really put God first, and I realized I can play instruments in my head, I can play a lot of instruments now, I should wake up. When I woke up, played very many instruments. Others I'm perfect, others I'm not perfect.
Could we name them? Could we name them like on my hands, eh?
You cannot name
okay,
them.
let's name them. Adungu.
A flute.
A flute.
Akogo.
Akogo.
Madinda.
Jembe.
Name.
Dingidi,
yes.
And dingidi is
the African violin.
The violin.
Yes.
What else? A guitar. Can you play a guitar?
I don't want to tell people I play guitar, but I do play guitar.
He plays guitar. Can you play keyboard? Can you play the keyboard?
Yes.
He plays the keyboard. What else?
There are still more African instruments
Wow.
that I've forgotten.
So far we have counted 8 instruments. 8 instruments. How many of you can play 2 instruments? Put up your hands if you're out there. Or even one. You know?
No. Everyone has an instrument he plays. He doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Oh yes.
Everyone has an instrument called voice.
Yeah, the instrument called voice. Some of us even don't have that instrument.
You have it. You are there talking.
Interesting. But yes, that's why we call him a multi-instrumentalist. This gentleman can play not only, but at least 8 instruments.
That we've remembered, I think.
That we have managed to list down here. 8 instruments. So if you have an event and you're looking for a gentleman who can execute on the job when it comes to instruments professionally, please hunt Aliddeki Brian. Catch him and he will help you with the production.
Don't catch me, please.
Then look for him anyway. Yes. Agenda sasula obulango tukubye bungi.
Nkomyaho.
Obulango tukubye bungi.
Nkomyaho.
So I know that you have released an album. Tell us about this album. The name of the album.
Sure. I have an album that is ongoing. I started releasing the album after a week or something after my birthday. That was September 28th. And I was really happy. So the album is Eyewafe. Eyewafe means they are at our home, or they are at our home, or at home. I want to tell my people who are going to listen to my music, who I'm not going to sit on an interview like this to explain my life, or the life in Uganda. I'd like to explain it to you through the album. And the album is really telling us that in Uganda we suffer. In Uganda we have nature. In Uganda we have different kinds of music. You know, we have a lot of genres in music in Uganda. We have Afro, we have blah blah blah. So I want to intermarry them, right? I want to tell people a story to the people. There are some people who don't know what we do in marriage, right? Omwana omusibidde otya entanda. How do we say that in English?
In English?
Yes.
How do you a proper send off?
A child to marriage.
A proper send off into marriage.
Yes, I want. That's one of the reasons why I named this album Eyewafe, because it's a story at our home. When you tell someone,
Eyewafe, Eyewamwe.
Yes.
Newafe Uganda, wamwe UK, wamwe US, fe tuli mu Uganda, ate tuli Bafirika, tuli mu Africa. So this album is dedicated to where you come from.
To where I come from,
yes.
and I want to tell people outside there. That's why I have a slogan of greetings from Uganda.
Greetings from the evergreen country, Uganda.
Yes.
I love that one myself.
Yes, so my vision is to share my musicality to the nations through this album. That I'm going to share my musicality of telling you what we do in Uganda or in our home musically.
Wow.
Not sitting down, you see, at our home, we eat fish, we eat this one. No, I will tell you through music. And trust me, this music doesn't disease or child or old.
Bob Marley, there's a guy called Bob Marley. I know the whole world knows about Bob Marley. Bob Marley says that when the music hits, you don't feel the pain. You know? So get ready for the music to hit. And we know that you won't feel no pain. We are very glad that you are out there watching. We hope that you are enjoying. We are about to come to the end of our interview, and we are asking you to don't go anywhere until we are done. Let's take a short break. We'll listen to some of the album music, Eyewafe, as we come back. Welcome back to Perspective on Artpreneurship, and you already know who we are hosting, and I'm seeing him enjoying himself, but the interview is still going on. We just want to know a few more things about you.
Put this down.
Earlier in this interview, you made mention of a brother whom you had to send back to the village when your mom passed on. May her soul rest in peace. And I have heard rumors that you brought him back now and you're taking care of him, that he has even gone back to school. How are you managing to balance school for your brother, school for yourself, your music career, your family? How do you balance all those things?
Through gigs, life, I would say like that. That's to my brother. The reason, me being in school and him being in school is because still of music, because of different projects that I've been doing worldwidely, and I'm believing I'll give him more and more in case things go well. Even though they don't go well, I don't want him to go through what I've been through. Yeah, and that's how I've managed to be in school. I've done certificate, diploma, I'm doing a degree in music, and I know.
Wow, you're a certificate, and a diploma, and now you're doing a degree in music.
In music.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm believing that things will work out.
Wow.
And
so
he's not going through what I've gone through.
Aliddeki Brian believes that education can make a change in somebody's life. But I also want to believe that it's not just education, but it's being specific with what you love and what you want, which can take you further. I hope that you can also teach that to your young brother, that he will be able to choose his life as soon as possible. Because I know one thing for sure is the earlier the better. So we are looking forward to seeing a younger Aliddeki Brian in his brother. And in his sons. So tell us about Brian Aliddeki. If you didn't turn out to be the instrumentalist, the musician you are, what do you think you will do in life?
Let me see. I'll do anything.
Anything like what?
I'll do anything, but still, at least I'll be carrying those stuffs on the road for ebonies.
You see, at least he will be carrying the bags for the ebonies.
Yes.
Because he loved them so much when he was younger and they influenced them and he loved their music. That's very interesting.
So I would be in charge.
In the last few minutes of this interview, I want us to spend the minutes talking about in a project that I am glad to be working on with you, a future project. Aliddeki Brian is featuring international artists from different countries come this Easter in a show that is dubbed Easter in Africa. He's featuring people from Berkeley, people from the United States, people from the UK,
even here,
people from Africa. And it will be a Zoom,
Facebook Live.
It will be a Facebook Live show. You can join. You can join us. We will put the posters out, and you will know the dates. So I want him to tell us a little bit about it. Then we will welcome you into the next chapter of Perspective on Artpreneurship when we have it coming up. But before we go to welcoming you to that, we will have to dig more about Aliddeki Brian. This is a time bomb right here. This guy is going to do wonders for this country. I know his music is moving in places. I just heard a rumor that he's featuring in a Disney movie. You know, things like that. Yes, his music is featuring in a Disney movie, and we are beseeching that his music is also played on the international airport of Uganda. Yes. Next month. We are beseeching for that, so we are hoping that with our effort together, we will have his music playing in Uganda Airlines. Mark us and quote us well. This music is great music and we believe so much in it, so let him tell us about Easter in Africa. And we will be back.
Easter in Africa. There are people who are abroad, yet they are Africans. Let me first start with that.
Exactly.
Right? If we still come back a little bit behind when people were taken in slavery, stuff.
Yes.
So those people are missing Africa. Whenever Easter reaches or Christmas, recently I did a Dongo Xmas. So people are there outside and they are missing Africa. I wish I was in Africa. I could go there in the night and sit with my grandmother. We eat, you know what I'm saying? Now this is the time for me to take you to Africa. How and where could you eat your Easter from? Right? So I'm going this Easter in Africa performance. I will be performing. I'll have my friends from different nations who are going to perform, mimicking what if I was in Africa? What would I do? Musically or anything. So by His grace, on 4th April, we are going to have that live stream. Probably we haven't agreed with my team very well, but probably 8 or 8:30, right? PM, Ugandan time or East African time. So that music you are going to feel at home. How would you feel when you're at home? We eat some binyewa, we eat muchomo. For us, we don't have these gas cookers, no.
Yeah.
So, how would you feel if you are in Africa with a choto? How do we call a choto in English?
In a choto, we call it a choto. A choto.
In English, in English.
Those guys use gas cookers.
Oh.
You don't have a choto.
So, yes, that's about
that. Interestingly, Aliddeki Brian is a typical African artist and musician, and we just love his wave. We believe that there are many more Africans out there who are into this music and would love to see that Africa is hailed. They want to hold the banner out there. Aliddeki's slogan is amazing. Greetings from the evergreen country. And that is exactly how we are going to end this show.
Greetings.
Greetings from the evergreen
From
country. We love you.
I love
Stream
you.
Aliddeki Brian's music. Follow Mfrika UG on Facebook, on Instagram. Follow Bspire Brands. Visit bspire.com. Follow Vinware. Follow Wanyisi. All these are artpreneurs in Uganda.
Sorry to disturb you.
Please. Wanyisi is a brand that makes clothing.
I've remembered.
Yes. Wanyisi is a brand that makes African wear, and so is Vinware. They make African wear. And Mfrika is a brand that also is in the art business and is in collaboration with all these brands, including Bspire Brands. Visit mfrika.com for more about us. We love you, we love Africa, we love art, we love music. We would love to continuously inspire your life, artistically, musically, and don't forget, greetings from the evergreen country,
Uganda.
Uganda.